Hi, welcome to this lesson on an introduction to the agreement of adjectives in French. Now, this is the first lesson of 3 lessons on the agreement of adjectives in French. And this introduction is just going to give a brief overview of adjectives and the fundamental rules for making them agree. Now, before I go into too much detail, let me first explain what I actually mean by the agreement of adjectives. Well, an adjective, to start off with, is a word that describes a noun. Okay, so it could be big, a big garden. It could be small, a small garden. It could be happy, a happy person. Sad, fat, ugly, pretty. All of those things are adjectives because they are describing nouns. Now, what do I mean by agreement? Well, we don't really have agreement of adjectives in English, but it's really important in French, okay, because our adjectives have to agree with the noun that they're describing. And what do I mean by agree? Well, hopefully you've come to terms with the fact by now that nouns in French have gender, so they can be masculine or they can be feminine. And they can also have number, which means they can be singular, so just one of it, or they can also be plural. And what that means is my adjective that's describing my masculine or my feminine or my singular or my plural noun has to agree with it. So my adjective has to take on its masculine singular form or its masculine plural form, or its feminine singular form or its feminine plural form, in order to match, to agree with the noun that it's describing. Okay, so let's take a little look in more detail then what I mean by that. So let's have some general rules of agreement. Okay, so if I want to use an adjective, say I want to use the adjective green. Okay, I don't know what the word green is in French, so I go and look it up in a dictionary. So here's mine from my online dictionary. Can you see I've looked at the word green here, and it tells me that green is an adjective, which is very helpful, and they've also told me that it is vert. Okay, it is vert. Okay, but what it doesn't tell me is how to change this adjective if the noun that I'm describing is feminine or if it's plural. This form here that it's given me is the masculine singular form. Okay, so my masculine singular form here is vert. It's the one that we find in the dictionary. Vert. But imagine I'm not describing a jumper. Say un pull vert. Okay, a green jumper. Un pull vert. Well, pull is masculine. We can see that. Un pull vert. So it doesn't change. But imagine now I'm going to talk about a skirt. So une jupe. Okay. Well, my adjective here has to do something to agree with this feminine noun that it's describing. And what does it do? It adds an E. So my feminine singular is going to be verte. So I'm adding an E on. Okay. Imagine then that I haven't just got one jumper now. I've got several jumpers, some jumpers. Des pulls. Just my S because I've got more than one of it. Vert. Des pulls vert. My S on for plural. So if we look over here, my masculine plural, we add an S, masculine plural. Okay, and finally, let's imagine I haven't just got one green skirt. Again, I'm a very big fan of green skirts, and I've got several of them. So I've got des jupes vert. Well, I can't leave my vert like that. My vert is an adjective describing my skirts. My skirts are feminine and they're plural, so I have to add an E for the feminine agreement and an S for the plural agreement. So my feminine plural becomes verte. Okay, so des jupes vertes. Okay. So the general rule then for agreeing adjectives in French, okay, you will see in the next couple of tutorials there are exceptions to this, but the general rule, okay, is you find the adjective in its masculine feminine form. To make it agree with feminine singular, you add an E. To make it agree in masculine plural, you add an S. And to make it agree in feminine plural, we add ES. Okay, let's have a look at a few more examples then. So we can see here, my adjective is right next to the noun that it's describing. Now you might have noticed that actually my word order seems a little bit funny, okay? Don't worry, I've got it right in French, okay? We do in French reverse our word order in comparison to English, and we say a jumper green, a skirt green, some jumpers green, some skirts green, okay? Most of the time in French, our adjective goes after the noun. There are times when it doesn't, okay? Again, do not worry about that for now. There is a tutorial dedicated to the position of adjectives. Okay, for now we're purely focusing on the agreement. But imagine, okay, my adjective is a little bit further away from the noun it's describing. So let's take this example here. Okay, mon frère. A bit of line across here so we can see. Mon frère, grave accent, sorry, goes down, est petit. Okay, my brother is small. Okay, now my adjective is petit. What's it describing? Who is small? What is small? My brother. Okay, and my brother is masculine. Therefore, my adjective can stay in this form. But my sister's also small. Okay, so ma sœur est petit. Right. This isn't quite right though. What's my adjective? Petit. What's it describing? Sœur. What is sœur? Well, sœur is my sister, and that's a feminine noun. Une sœur, a sister, is feminine. Okay, so what do I have to add on to my adjective here? Well, feminine singular, we add on an e. So you have to say, all right, ma sœur est petite. Ma sœur est petite. Okay, let's say I've now got two brothers. Okay, my brothers, mes frères, which is the S, my brothers sont petits. Okay, what's my adjective? Petit. What's it describing? My brothers. Well, my brothers, yes, they're masculine, but they are also plural. I've got more than one of them. So what do I add on the end? An S. Mes frères sont petits. Okay, because my adjective has got to agree with my noun as it's describing my brothers. And finally, I've also got small sisters. Mes sœurs, my sisters, sont, they are petits. Right, not quite right. What's my adjective again? Petit. What's it describing? Sœur. What's sœur? It's feminine because it's my sister, but it's also plural because I've got more than one of them. So what do I add on the end? Well, first I have to add my E to make it agree in gender, and then I have to add my S to make it agree in plural. So mes sœurs sont petites. Okay, so even though in this instance my adjective isn't quite next to the noun it's describing, it's separated by the verb here, okay, it still has to agree. So if whenever you're using an adjective in French, every single time I urge you to stop and think just for a moment and go, right, what is it this adjective is actually describing? Okay, or who is this adjective describing? And is that person or is that something, that noun, masculine or feminine? Is it singular or is it plural? And then change your adjective accordingly. Okay, final few examples for you then. Okay, the adjective can be even further away from the noun. So take this for example. J'ai une vache. I have a cow. Okay, quite like cows. J'ai une vache. Right, I'm now going to talk about that cow. Elle est grande. Okay, elle est grande. See, I've had to put here an E on the end of my adjective. Okay, because my adjective big, grand, is describing this noun which is all the way over here. Vache, and vache is a feminine noun. Une vache, it's feminine. So my adjective, even though it's far away and actually in a completely different sentence, it's still describing this cow. Okay, and this cow is feminine. Therefore, I have to make it agree in gender. Grande. Let's change it. I've now got 10 cows. J'ai 10 vaches. Okay, elles sont grandes. Okay, so my adjective grand is describing my cows. my cows are feminine, and they are also plural because I've got 10 of them. So what do I add on? Well, I have to first add my E to make it agree in gender for feminine, and I have to add an S to make it agree in number because I've got more than one of them. So my adjective agrees with the noun that it's describing. Okay, that's it, guys.